Hi everyone, this is Danielle. Welcome to my channel, Dani Tries a Ting. And so today we are going to discuss the money. We're going to discuss the money. How much did I actually make on Etsy month one, which I will be considering the month of March. So the caveat is that I did officially start my Etsy shop February of this year, 2023, like towards the end, and I think I put a couple of listings on, and I will flag that to you because Etsy does charge you for uploading listings. I think it's 20 cents US dollars, so we'll have to convert that to Canadian. But officially I feel like my real first month of actually actively doing it was the month of March. So I'm gonna show you March 2023, what I earned on Etsy. The second caveat is that I did actually set up accounts on Redbubble and Teepublic. And so both of those sites essentially allow for artists to upload their designs on literally anything. You want a t-shirt, you want a hat, you want a little blanket for your puppy, we got everything. Essentially, those sites are really easy to use. The issue is that in terms of monetization, you're getting peanuts, and also you need to be able to constantly pump in products and designs in order to start to see some financial reward. And anyways, my accounts were flagged. I set them up, and then literally 3 days later they were suspended or flagged because they needed to authenticate my identity, something like that. So I didn't actually even get to use them at first. But I'm noting that because I want to be completely transparent about everything I tried. The good, the bad. So okay, let's jump into it. Let's see how I did for March. Let me show you.
Everybody, welcome back. This is what I can see when I log into my Etsy account. And I specifically will put in, as you see, it says March 1st to the 31st, 2023, my official first month. I did about 133 visits. And then in terms of orders, it's 6 orders, a conversion rate of 4.5, and then total revenue 193.94. So actually 6 orders, but I think I sold 7 products actually. And if I continue to scroll down, you will see that most of the audience that I brought in was actually through direct traffic, as opposed to it having happened organically through Etsy on itself. Notice that Etsy ads, right now I'm spending $0 on Etsy ads. However, I'm going to change that, I think, in the future, and just to sort of play around and test to see, if I spend $1 or $2 per day on ads, what sort of results that might yield. I do want to flag something though. The revenue is $193.94. However, keep in mind that I am selling print-on-demand products, which means my listings are posted on Etsy, but when somebody makes a purchase, there's a print-on-demand company, in my case, Printful, is the person responsible for fulfilling the order. So they actually charge me for the products, then the client is paying me via Etsy. So if we actually want to talk about profit, if I go to finances, I'm going to go to finances and I'm going to go to monthly statements, and let's look at the monthly statement for May. Oh, that did not work. Whoop, sorry. Why did I say May? I meant March. Okay, so for the month of March, we can actually see that my sales total, so it's 282.90 cents. That's what I actually sold. However, there's also taxes that have to be paid out, and there's also shipping costs that are sort of all lumped into that 282.90 cents. And then also keep in mind that there are fees that I'm paying for. So for example, listing fee, so to put each listing, it cost me 20 cents US dollars. There's also a transaction fee of 6.5%. I know it used to be lower. I'm pretty sure in recent months they had changed it and people were outraged. There are processing fees as well, depending on whether the orders are domestic or international. And then there's also taxes for seller fees. So we have to factor in those amounts and deduct that as well from any sort of sales that I would have earned. So actually, I think if I do the actual math of what Printful would have charged me for the month versus what I would have received, less taxes, less shipping, less fees, I think I brought in a total of like maybe just under $30 for the month of March. Hello, y'all. It's me and my tits from post-production. I also wanted to add the number for February because I did say I was going to mention it. So again, February, I had no revenue. But I did incur some expenses, and the expenses were the fees. I think I uploaded at least 4 or 5 listings, so I have a total listing fee of $1.24 Canadian. So those were my expenses for the month of February. I'm still really proud of myself. I feel like the fact that I was able to put myself out there and garner some interest, I think that is, a laudable attempt for first month, I know. Another update in terms of expenses. Basically, reinvesting back into the business entailed that I also got a Canva membership, which is about $17 a month. I don't know if I'm going to actually continue with that, but it was helpful to use for a little bit. Also, Procreate. I know I've been using Windows laptop and I've been using Krita, but I want to switch to Procreate on my iPad. So that Procreate cost 19 bucks, let's say. And I also got a drawing stylus, and that was like, I don't know, cheap one on Amazon, 30 bucks. So I have also been incurring a few expenses. I did also get 2 sample shirts. You want to see which ones I got? And that cost me $49. I do end up getting a discount from Printful when you order samples, so it's not as expensive, which is nice. And then it allows you to, see the material and see what your product looks like, and then you can make amendments, etc. So those are some of the expenses that I incurred in the month of March. So technically, I ain't got no money. I got nothing. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm cool. One of the things I wanted to speak about as well is conversion rate. So you see my conversion rate is 4.5%. Basically, you're looking at the percentage of visitors, that are going to your shop that actually make an order. So the way you calculate it is the number of orders divided by the number of visits that should give you your conversion rate. So you're essentially trying to see if, the amount of people who are actually going to your store actually end up buying something. So that conversion rate is going to be a number that we're going to keep an eye on as the months progress. Okay, can we just quickly talk about my setup, because I know better. I was an art student. I know better. I know I need lighting. I know I need a tripod. But until we're able to reinvest in the business, this is what we've been doing. We've been doing natural light, and then we've been doing this makeshift tripod, which is putting my phone right here. That is my makeshift tripod. See? Okay, so if I am to offer any sort of insight into what was helpful to me for getting my first few sales, like, I'm gonna be completely frank, keep it 100. It was essentially getting friends and family, just like your community, to sort of come through and support, especially if it's something that you feel that you're selling a product that they might be interested in. So I think that was especially helpful in terms of starting to get some sales, but then also getting some reviews.
you know, it's like anything. Usually before you purchase something, oftentimes you're going to look at the reviews, see if the product sort of measures up to what you're looking for. And so I think being a new seller and not having any reviews, I think that's one of the obstacles to sort of overcome. So at those positive reviews trickling in, I think that is definitely very, very helpful. I am a novice entirely, so I'm still figuring out what the right approach ought to be. So for example, you know, I'm seeing a lot of these videos and people aren't talking about their stores, or they're not mentioning their stores in their debrief of how much they sold. And I know a lot of it has to do with the idea that there could generate a lot of interest in people looking at their stores but not actually buying anything, and then that completely skews their conversion rate. And I don't know, maybe at a certain point I'll become really secretive about my shop as well. But at this point, I guess I'm pleading ignorance.
Y'all know it's time for a commercial. Visit 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘. Visit 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘. Visit 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘. Visit 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘. 𝗧𝗜𝗑 shop on Etsy.
I'm, again, just trying to be completely transparent about this whole process and what it's looked like for me. And like I'm hoping that as I continue to strengthen my business skills, that I'm also able to share all the nuggets that I learn with you, so that you too can feel like you can tackle small business ownership if that's something that's of interest to you, or really just being an artist and putting yourself out there. I think conversations about money in general can be really hard. You know, I think it's hard to vocalize sort of your value, vocalize what you feel like you earn. I feel like, for example, when we talk about negotiating salaries, a lot of times in the past anyways, the conversation was generally very, very hush hush. You don't talk to your coworkers about how much you're earning. Whereas I feel like this new generation is actually being really open about those conversations, and that's enabling people to have a clearer understanding of what sort of money that they should command. And so for me, this conversation very much ties into that, especially being a 30-something-year-old navigating the world of you know, motherhood, home ownership, artistry. I think conversations about money is important. It's crucial, it's real, it's honest, or it can be very honest, and I think it helps us to sort of unpack some of the stories we carry along with us surrounding money and finances. Sorry, I had a message on my phone, sorry. Okay, so one of the areas that I really want to work on is search engine optimization. And essentially it's about choosing the right keywords and writing those in your titles and your descriptions, in the tags, so that your ideal audience can quite easily find your products. So there's like a lot of research that can be involved, and there's tools and websites that you can use. I can talk more about that in a later video. But essentially, I do want to strengthen my ability to describe my products in such a way that my audience will try to find it. I'm still, again, I think it's better suited for a later video because I'm still trying to understand what is working versus what's not working. And then the second thing, I think it's definitely about continuing on in being shameless, in sort of being proud of the things that you've created. And there are people who are very much interested in the things that you're producing. And so not sticking too much into your head and allowing, once you've produced the work, allowing the work to sort of just go into the world, exist into the world, and find its audience. You know, it's kind of hard being a small business owner. I knew it was gonna be hard. I didn't expect it was gonna be easy. I like I said, my goals are for 2-year span. So I'm in it to try and see and to grow organically. I don't need something to happen overnight. I just want to continue to see improvement month after month after month after month. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any feedback, any insight that could be helpful to me, of course, drop it down below in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, I'll keep doing these videos on a monthly basis because, again, I really want us to be transparent about money. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Maybe I'll do a studio tour because I feel like y'all haven't even really seen my studio. Not that it's big. She's tiny. But yeah, maybe we'll do a studio tour next, okay? All right, bye guys. Thank you. See you soon.